Hey, how you guys doing? I'm about Detroit. Excited to go live with you guys. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Apologize, I'm running a little late today. Obviously, lots going on because it's premiere day. We're premiering our film Match Made tonight at the Imagine Theaters in Novi. Excited that we've sold out and we've got uh, hundreds of people coming to celebrate. We made a movie, and we're so excited about that and what God has done, and and of course we will um, enjoy being all dressed up, suited and booted tonight, and all of that. So. As you're joining us, let me know where you're joining us from. How to all those for catching us a little bit later. Hello, Lizzie and James, and more travel. Glad you're excited. I see enough people join us on YouTube. Hey, Lambert, thank you. I appreciate it. And uh, I see Pastor Carrick is joining us from Faith Christian Center in Austell, Georgia. He's doing a phenomenal job down there. James is in Tulsa. Hey, Vibrations 104. Good to connect with you. And Lizzie and the D. Okay. Yeah, the Warriors. Yep, I was saying it. That was a number of things I've said live. And I'm like, can we delete that from a sports standpoint? Like thinking the Lions would actually be decent this year, but I was right about the Warriors. I just could not understand how people were not considering them as possible title contenders. And Klay Thompson's not even back yet, so I'm excited to see that. Let's see, coming in early enough to do dinner first. Great. Hey, cuz in Vegas, huh? That's great. Is it warm out there? I'm thinking about going on vacation somewhere. Maybe that's an idea. Hey, Ron, Tux is ready for tonight. Yeah, I got mine too. Thank you, Cherie. Yeah, I'll be suited and booted. Thoughts on Travis Scott Ritual? Now, when you say ritual, what do you mean? Obviously, I know about the event. Thank you, Deborah. Hey, Beatrice. I'm getting there. Just found out my barber is has some issues, so I'm actually not gonna be able to get my hair cut, which is not good. I just got that text. So I don't know, y'all know a barber that I can get and help me out because that kind of just hit me, but it's fine. Do you like the conference that Pastor Tracy put in? I was just there at the Grow Intensive in Naples, Florida. Um, and it was phenomenal. It was great. Just loved it. So just a God thing. Thanks, Ray. Oh, you live there now, cuz? I didn't know that. All right, we're gonna have to talk. I got to see how that happened. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, Pastor Kerry's doing an outstanding job. Yes, he is. He's a phenomenal man, and so he's a phenomenal pastor. Thank you, Lolo. So you and your sisters from groups will be in the house. Great, great. Excited you guys are coming. We've all worked so hard to do things, and so when we do have, we accomplish something, even if it's first, you just kind of like, well, we just tried something out. You should celebrate, right? And that's kind of where we are. So, hey, James Valaria, I'm doing okay. God's good. And got some other news that I'll be sharing with you guys soon as well. Thank you, Lamont. Thank you, Felix. Red carpet part of the premiere be live. You know what? I don't think we even thought about going live. We should like have a whole show off of this. Maybe we will have videos. We probably can create a show later for the network. Yeah, I got you, Lola. I knew it was from your small group. Thank you, Deidre. Travis Scott copied a wicked and satanic ritual on stage, basically playing with demons. Ooh, I didn't know that. And then a bunch of people died. Wow, that's news to me. I didn't know. Wow. So I can't really say much about it because I'm just finding out with you guys. But that's if that's the case, geez, that's just awful. And you know, on so many levels. Obviously, what happened was awful. So it's very scary. I can imagine. Hey Ash, how are you? Enjoyed at the movies as well. Yeah, we started our series at the movie series this last Sunday with the Rise of Skywalker, and we had a number of people came, and we had a good experience, and had a few technical difficulties and all of that, which we worked through. And that's one of the things about doing things like this, even with the movie, is that there's always some technical difficulties and other issues, but you do the best you can, take a swing, and you learn, right? So I was just talking to somebody earlier today, and they were saying we don't take L's, we take lessons. I like that. I was like, ooh, that's good. So what's up, Courtney? You in this film, man? I saw you. I was looking at it yesterday. I said, wait, Courtney's in here for about a split second. So you a movie star. Missing you, man. Miss seeing you and your family. Hope you guys are doing well. And good afternoon, Rich Mika. Hey, Alvin. How was what? James Valari, I guess. I'm not sure what you're asking about. You say, oh, you didn't caught a cameo, huh? Yep. What's up, cuz? Oh, the premiere is tonight. Premiere is tonight. So you'll see in regards to the movie. Christina said you've been enjoying your 30 seconds of fame. 37 seconds. Well, you can enjoy it tonight. Any idea when I'm gonna do another movie? No, I actually need to get back to writing, and I hope to do that, by the end of the year. And I learned a lot through this process, so I think um, I'll be applying what I've learned to whatever I write and to any other movies that we make, or whether we do shorts or we'll see. The thing about having our own network is that we can do a lot of different things. And so once we have our sets set up, we've talked about why can't we do talk shows? Why can't we do reality shows? Why can't we do all kinds of things? So I needed to get past this movie and learn the lessons that come with it. And now that we're past it, now the network is live, or not live, but we put, call out people who want to submit their content so they can be on our network. We will start to shift our focus. Good morning, Shawanda. Hey, James. Definitely. I mean, hearing from God is so important, and you got to be so precise. I've learned that in this process too. You got to be precise, but even when you're not, if you have the right heart and you go to God about it, God has a way of making things work out for you. But um, so we'll definitely pray for you there. And the Bible promises if you seek Him, you'll find Him. Just be open. When you're seeking God, He may say some things you're not expecting, may take things in a direction you don't expect, but whatever He does is for your good. Hey, Maxine. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. Thank you, Shawanda. I appreciate that too. It's kind of similar to that prayer of Yabetz preached about last week. And, you know, praying that God bless you indeed, and God enlarge your territory, and He be with you, and that He keep you from the evil. That's what I, really actually was saying, to telling myself I need to add that into my daily prayers, and kind of debating if it should be a daily prayer or not. We're in the age of faith. So I'm not actually 100% clear on that, but I know that's God's will for all of us. So pray for that for you all, and of course for mine as well. Are you taking rest before the big event? Yeah, somewhat. I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. I was traveling yesterday, and a lot of this is draining. Lots going on, and got some exciting things to share, that I will in another way. That's even way more exciting than this. So it's a little draining. So I think I'm probably going to get past this premiere and then take a couple days off or something. Which is not a bad idea. I don't think. Hey, Lynette, what state am I? Is that what state am I in? Is that what you're asking, James Bellari? Of course, I'm in the great state of Michigan, representing the Detroit. Mm. So, what else you guys want to talk about? Anything in particular? Lambert, did you switch from YouTube to Facebook? Any plans on doing something there in California? I was originally planning to, but we kind of backed off in terms of doing a premiere in California. We're just doing the Detroit one, and then eventually we'll put the film on our network. I'm going to slow some things down a little bit. One of the things I'm learning in this process, doing a church and doing ministry is one thing, doing entertainment's another. So I'm a rookie. I'm green in this area. So you got to take your lumps. It's going to be on our streaming network once we launch it. You can actually go to the website today. It's called faithxnetwork.com, and you can actually put your email address in right now. And as soon as we launch, you'll get an email letting you know that we've launched, and you'll be able to begin to watch the content that we have. If somebody wants to post that for me in terms of faithxnetwork.com, please do that. Well, because I'm managing three different things here, that'd be helpful. But I'm actually looking at the actual network, which you guys can't see. And so, the film is about a guy who has everything but has nothing. And he thinks that a woman is the answer to that void in his heart. And he finds out that's not necessarily true. And she also has a story where she kind of knows what's right, but she chooses differently. And we see what happens with her. So it's really about a man, a couple. So membership fee, yep, it's a network just like a Netflix or Hulu or anything along those lines. When we do launch it, we're going to launch it. Obviously the movie will be on it, so we're going to launch it so people can get access to the film and access to the network for 6 months right off the top. So yes. How do you, as a pastor, deal with prepare people for the holidays? A highly depressing time for many. It is for many. Many people struggle in November and December. I was honestly thinking about that, even in terms of what I'm preaching next. We're doing at the movies now, but I don't necessarily have direction about what I'm going to preach next. And so um, I completely agree with you on that. And that's honestly on my mind. So it kind of sounds like you right now. I can't wait to see it. And hopefully you enjoy it. Will the network be on Roku? Yes. It will be on Roku and Apple TV, as well as, of course, online. And you'll be able to pull up on your phone and all of that. We're, of course, in the process with Apple. They're the longest. They'll take the longest to get an app approved, but the website's up now. And then, as I said, it will soon be up on those other things. It's called the Faith X Network. So it's faithxnetwork.com. And thank you. Somebody did post that on Instagram. Yeah, it's okay to not be okay. I thought about that. I thought about what maybe I re-preached that in December. And going back to what you asked, Ray, that's really the things I tell people are in that series. It's on YouTube right now. Um, how do you deal with situations in life? For me, you go back to the word. What has God said about it? That's where you start. And so that is important. And just going back to the Bible, first of all, and God is a God of all comfort. God is a God who's placed joy on the inside of us that we can stir up at any time. And we need to rejoice in the Lord always. The psalmist says, this is the day the Lord has made. I will choose to rejoice and be glad in it. So you're making a choice about what you're going to think about, a choice on what you're going to allow to impact your emotions. And then there's and of course, and you're believing God for comfort. And hello from Bulgaria. And then there's the prayer element of this. In His presence is fullness of joy. And so I've found many, many times that I have just been done emotionally, just spent. I've had those moments where I felt like I just can't take anymore. I mean, just like anybody else. And what has pulled me out of that often is just spending time in prayer, just staying there, and allowing, God to heal my heart and strengthen me and give me the proper perspective. Because how you feel isn't always how things are. And so that's something else. Getting around other people, doing life together with others is another major thing that you need to do. It's important to um, not go into a shell. Instead, Bible talks about our brother is born for adversity. So you want to connect with other Christians who actually are trying to live right for God, who will help pull you out of whatever you're dealing with. This is a time to get closer to people, not pull away from people. And then I like what Ray said, serving others is also a really big help. When you can take the focus off of yourself and put it on other people, find a way to be a blessing to others, that's therapeutic. You're not only doing what God wants you to do with your life, and you're not only helping people, but you're helping yourself. So I don't know, that was an old message. Maybe I just preached that, but but those are things I think that can help. Greetings, Pastor Mihail. Mihail, hope I said that right. Hey, Dwight, how are you doing? You say pastors or missionaries growing up, so feel this get not good sometimes. I don't understand that last bit, but I'm PK. I understand. All right, well, I've got to try to grab something to eat and go grab a teenager from the airport and a little bit. So I can stay on maybe a few more minutes and I'll jump off. What do you do when you fight for your marriage, but your husband is unsure? I can relate to some degree, and I can tell you that you get counsel, and if you guys if they're open, you get counsel together. If they're just unsure, there's still hope. So I would say let's go sit down with someone, and at the very least to decide if it's even worth trying to, save this marriage. See if they're even open to that. But don't try to do that by yourself. We try to do too much stuff by ourselves. We're not in a world with 8 billion people now. Is that right? 7 or 8 billion. God did not create us to do things by ourselves. We try to do too much by ourselves, and that's why we fail sometimes. So go get help. Sit down with the pastor, ministry. Um, so I don't understand what you're saying there. Not open. We did. What are you doing on a fucking miracle? Okay, we have to give me a little bit more there. Hey David, how are you doing? Yeah, the importance of small groups and local church. That's actually really a big part of what we're talking about is you've got to do life together with other believers. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, two is better than one. The early church, the way they did church was not as individuals. There's one thing about our culture that, sometimes that's, where we probably could stand to make an adjustment as Christians is yes, being an individual and having rights and having dreams, all that is great. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being an individualistic culture in one sense, but the body of Christ is more community driven. And so we're supposed to be in community. We're not supposed to just kind of see people on Sunday at church and see you next week while I go through horrible situations during the week. I'm supposed to do life together with other believers. And I've gone through some pretty significant challenges the last few years, as some of you know. And I just simply, and I consider myself a strong person, at least I did. I consider myself not very emotional and solid. And I found out I was not. And if it wasn't for having people around me and being an introvert, I had to do something which was not very comfortable for me to do, opening up to people and, explaining where I was at, how I was feeling, what was going on. I would not have made it. I wouldn't be doing this right now. You'd just be hearing about, you'd be saying what happened to Pastor Andre if you knew about me at all. You have to do life together to get through this life and to be the result, to get the results that God wants you to have. That's always been God's plan. A lot of us grew up in great environments, even church environments, where a lot of great things happen, but we didn't have that. And so we've got great benefits, but there are other areas we've suffered in, and there are results we have not had because that piece of God's plan we did not have. And so it's vitally important. I talk about it, I even have some of my team roll the eyes. I talk about small groups, and it's like, guys, this is Bible. This is God's plan. This is every bit as God's plan as if you go into church on Sunday, being a tither, walking in love, prayer, reading the Bible, and you want us to turn it into something that you just, maybe can do. Well, you can maybe die. You can maybe live holy. You can maybe go to church on Sunday. You can do a lot. You can do that. And you're going to get bad results. And if you decide you're not going to do life with other believers, you're going to get bad results, even if it doesn't fit your religious tradition, what you did growing up, or the church you came from. It's the Bible. So that's something else I think is important in this time, even if you're not comfortable getting around people. And for me, as an introvert, it's more draining than energy giving. Um, Still do it. Still do it. Hey, Stacy, yep, I always post this. You said you need 2 tickets, bro. We sold out. I'm still getting calls. I mean, when I say we're sold out, I mean we are sold out. There is literally no other spots. Um, so sorry about that, but if you had a gay friend and that gay friend invited you to their wedding, would you go even though their union isn't blessed by God? Very good question. Um, could I stand in support of that? What I know is not biblical? No, I couldn't. Doesn't mean I don't love them. I do. But I do have to have, I have to answer to God. I have to do what I believe is right in my conscience and based on the word of God. And that's not how God designed marriage. That's not marriage. It's not a marriage. Marriage is literally between a man and a woman. You see what you say, struggling through relationships and overcoming negativity and bitterness. Yeah, I get it. Don't do it alone. My dad's doing great. He'll be there tonight. So I'm excited for the family to be able to be together and celebrate the fact that we made a movie. Whether people like it or not, we made a movie. So we'll thank God for that, and go from there. Thank my God for try. Cherie, I do too. Thank you. Sometimes it's hard to do life with other believers because some of them just don't want to do life together. I get it. You know what you do? You go where you celebrate it. There's some people in your life that they would love to spend time with you, get to know you, and be there for you. And that's one of the things I had to learn. You see this in dating. You're going after the folk that don't want you. Put all your energy in them, and there's somebody that would love to be with you. No, man. You know what? I'm gonna go where I'm celebrated. And there's people in your life that are ready for that. And so sometimes you got to put down, kind of got to stop being bougie yourself, right? That's the right term. So, um, hey, from Jamaica, just found me back on YouTube. Great, great. He said, not open to going back to counseling. There's a book called Marriage, Divorce, and Remarriage. Nikki, I'd encourage you to read that. It's by Kenneth Hagin, and it dives into the whole issue. Um, it'll give you, and then of course you want to get before God. It's painful you're something you love on others because you never know what people are dealing with. That is the truth. You never know what people are dealing with. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Alvin. at middle age do one give up on a dream? Not at all. I mean, you start thinking. I can't think of the names off the top of my head, but I've seen posts from time to time about some of the very, very well-known people, super successful people in the world that started in their mid 40s. I think about some ministries that are just worldwide impactful, like a Marilyn Hickey, or I even think of Joyce Meyer, where they started late, seemingly later in life, and wow, look what happened. So no, think about Moses in the Bible. He was 80 when he went to get Israel out of Egypt, the definitive event in in history of the world at that point was led by a man who didn't even start until he was 80. So if you have breath, it's not too late. Follow that dream. Is he running? I have no idea if he's planning to run for office again. I would already, he's busy doing all the things he's doing. I wouldn't even know how he'd do it. He's doing these a lot of things God has him doing. So that's a question to ask him, I would say. Thank you, Terry. Amber says that's a great book, Marriage, Divorce, and Remarriage. Hey, Dana. Yeah, like it. Always be focused and keep improving. It's never too late. You say his needs, her needs, Love Busters, and Harley books are great. I know you mentioned those books last week. One of my favorite authors on marriage. Yeah, I'm actually been reading through his needs, her needs again recently, and it is, even if you've read it before, it's some good information. All right, it's 12:36, y'all. I went over time. Good connecting with you guys, and for those who are going to be here tonight, be there tonight. Thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to seeing you and celebrating, an accomplishment with you. And for those who aren't, we still love you, appreciate you guys, and we'll connect with you every Friday. We try to get on here. I'm probably going to take a break this week. So I don't know if I'll be on next Friday or not. But, we're usually on here every Friday, doing it maybe 6-7 years at least. So we'd love to connect with you. And you can always follow everything that we're doing online. And the FaithX Network is coming soon. If you want to get an email, let you know when it's come, go to faithxnetwork.com right now. And you can give us your email address. But thank you again. I appreciate you guys supporting so many things. And Lady Antoinette, who's the author, Willard Harley, and you can find that book. That's a best-selling book, His Needs, Her Needs. Love you guys, and maybe I will go live tonight and know that God has a future for you. I can't even get here. Good.